Yeah, I know. It'll come as no surprise that I didn't play organized football. But I am an observer of the game, and I can certainly tell from observing why football players probably have the greatest camaraderie of any team sport, really. And it's because all of the parts, the independent parts, are necessary to make the team go. That no one player can really take over, and no one or two players can really make up for a bad rest of the team. I mean, you got 22 players, offense and defense combined on the field at one time, plus special teams, plus backups and all this. I mean, it is definitely a team sport, and you definitely must have the complement of players to pull it off and be an excellent or good team. No doubt. And so there is a great frustration in ministering and in educating that is akin to playing football well as a team. And it is the breakdowns that just happen that you can't do anything about. I mean, you can see it, right? I mean, the center snaps the ball on the wrong count and everything falls apart. No matter what kind of play you had called from the sidelines, and no matter how long the drive had been, you know, the center can mess it up. Or the quarterback drops the hand, you know, the snap, or the handoff to the halfback or the fullback is fumbled, or the left guard's supposed to pull left or right and he stumbles over his own man and down he goes, and the play just falls apart even though it develops, but without the complement of players needed to make it happen. And it is so true in ministering, you know, and educating, you know. For educating, you know, you get an average teacher, or you got average or bad parents, or you got, you know, not disciplined at home, and just people aren't on the same page. Ministering, you know, you give somebody the truth, and then they forget it, and they don't live it, or they lose track, or they give up, and you know, so much is poured down the drain in educating and ministering, and it's such a tragedy. And I think the best fellowship for ministers and educators is football, because it is not going to work unless you have a full team, and no matter how many cylinders you run on, if all the cylinders are not going, it is a no-fly and a fall apart and a flop on public display. And it's always that way, and you know, it's just the nature of the beast. It's just how it is. And so we have to build really good teams. You need to really build good teams and look around you and know this is not going to work. This weak link in the chain here is going to doom us, and there'll be no Super Bowl this year. Or you got to get them up to speed, or get them out of there and get somebody else in. It's a tragedy, but you got to do it. And when you do it, like people who go to war, football, non-war is probably as close as people get. Ministering, educating, probably in there as well, when it really clicks, when all the cylinders fire, and when really people are delivered because everyone did their job. That's very rare and something to shoot for. In the meantime, I just consider it and chalk it up to football frustration here somewhere other than the gridiron.